In today's activity, we have a solution of salt and we are interested to separate water in one container and salt in another container. Okay, so here we will utilize two concepts. One is the evaporation, we need to heat it, and then the condensation, the vapors or the steam will be cooled down by some condenser right now. Okay, now for this we need some apparatus. Number one, we need the beaker, then we have the flask and the funnel, and then there is a delivery tube also. Right now let's start to do practical. Let us start a procedure to separate water from the solution of the salt. So first of all, I would like to show you something, the setup which I had made about to separate water from the solution of salt. Now let's see the first stage here. Here we have a beaker. Inside the beaker you can find out a solution of salt. Over the beaker to the funnel, and from the beaker the vapors produce or the steam will produce, and then this steam will pass to this beaker to the delivery tube. Under the beaker you can find out the fire. This fire is going to give heat energy to the water such that the water is going to become evaporate, and when you can see the bubbles are going to produce it, the water start boiling. So lot of the gas is going to produce, and this gas is moving up into the funnel. From the funnel, this you can find out this is made by me something like a delivery tube. Okay, and from this delivery tube there, this section has ice cubes, which is something like condenser. It will make that vapors cool, and then the vapors will be cool and converted to liquid and move through this tube. And also there is another condenser to make it more cool, and ultimately you can find out here into that flask you can find out the drops are going to fall down. This is the water we want to get, because this from where this water is coming, this water is basically the steam which produced there is going to be cooled down by the condensation and then going to be dropped down here. Okay, so we are going to wait for some time. At the end we will get all of the water here, and in this and in the beaker we will have remaining something like salt. So we need to wait a little bit such that the procedure completed. Then at the end we will have a result. Right, you can see that water is boiling and the bubbles indicating that it is the boiling, and the boiling point of the water, all of the boys know very well that the boiling point is 100 degree, but it is not pure water, it's the solution, so the boiling point is little elevated more. So I am going to increase the heat a little bit more, so the procedure is going to be fast, and so that we will get earlier water into that flask. So I told you previously that these bubbles are indicating that water is boiling. These bubbles are the water bubbles. This is the gaseous state. The temperature is fixed because all of the heat which is entering into the water is just used to convert this water into gaseous phase, right? And this condenser has ice cube, and these ice cubes help the water vapors to cool down, to condense and convert into the liquid phase, and then you can see the drops are going to fall down over here, right? Just observe the procedure, and here two important concepts are going to be utilized. One concept is something like evaporation or boiling, and during the boiling the water molecule will get a lot of the heat energy, and their speed is going to be increased such that the water molecule will leave the surface, leave the water and convert it into gaseous phase with steam. And whenever this gas will become up, move into delivery tube definitely, and we know that whenever these gases will be found some cooling, like this here you can find out here ice cube inside this container. This is something like, you can say that it is our condenser. So condenser responsible about to make the vapor cool, right? And so when the vapors are going to be lose their energy, where the energy of the vapor will go, the energy of the vapor will be enter into that. This ice will get energy from the hot vapor. Therefore ice is going to melt. and ice is melting because of the heat of that vapors which are going to produce from here right now. Okay, and this is the another condenser. It also has some ice cube you can find out here. So I have placed some ice cube about to make it cool. So these ice cubes are responsible to make the procedure of condensation fast. So here the drops of the water which is going to be come from this way to that way. So ultimately at the end what we will get? At the end we have salt remaining in this container and the water will be transferred in that container right now. Understand? And also the speed of that melting of ice is also increasing because continuously the hot vapors are going to pass through this region, and because of the heat of that vapor this ice is going to be start melting, and some of the water also going to be dropped from there down. This is because of the melting of ice, right? So the procedure is under process, and after some time we will have a result. Procedure is nearly going to end. We can find out that the salt crystals are there at the bottom of that vessel. Here you can see, if I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer, lot of the boiling going to be happen and the salt crystals are there, and the maximum water has transferred into that container. Okay, you can find out here enough water is there. Okay, so this is a simple procedure we done it. Two steps are required. One is the evaporation here which is going to be happened in this container. You can find out salt is almost there. I'm going to switch off that light source, then you can find out the crystal of salts at the bottom of that container, right? Here you can find out what of the crystals are there, and ultimately water is transferred in this flask. So this is today's procedure and activity. Thank you very much. Inshallah you will find out more good activities.